Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the third and final video for the Rifter number 7. Today, we're going to talk about Skelebots. And as you know, on this channel, we understand that the Coalition made some really good moves in the face of humanity's extinction. The Skelebots are one of them. They are a wonderful frontline field soldier that does not cause any human being to be injured or lose their life in combat. It is great, especially when you're fighting supernatural menaces that cause fear. Well, guess what? Robots don't have fear. There you go. But what if the enemy is in the water? What if the enemy's in the air? Well, Skelebots can't swim. They kind of sink. And they can't fly. Or they couldn't before. So let's take a look at them now.
I may be a little off here, but when you make your robot in the form of a skeleton, I do think that says something about you. Just saying.
You want to cause fear in your enemy. That's what it says. You're thinking. You're thinking. Now you're thinking like a human, but you're human, so you can only think like a human. So I get it. But it says here, it's a little mistake Kevin made in the title. It says Skelebots, the mechanical menace. It really should say Skelebots, the mechanical miracle, because that's exactly what they were. It's exactly what they are. They protect humanity from the supernatural threat without putting them in danger. I mean, that's what drones do, right? We use them now. Oh, drones, they take away the human element from battle. Yeah, they do.
Good.
The human element of death on your side. But drones kill people. So do guns. Shut up.
All right, tell the government that they'll regulate drones.
Okay, so these are the new types of Skelebots that we're looking at. Sea Skelebots. Now, is that a dumb name? Yes. But let's go on. Sea Skelebots, or Buccaneer Skelebots, as they are more commonly known, again, a bad name, are recent invention of the CS Navy. Several naval officers realized that many pirate vessels on the Great Lakes were very effective at taking down their seaborne assets at long range. But if you could get close enough and board them, they were not ready to repel a boarding party. But the problem is, the rub is getting that close, because all of the sea pirates go massive in the way of offensive firepower. So getting close to them is the rub. But if you have robots that can travel in the water, hook onto the hull of a ship and climb up and murder all of the pirate meat on the inside, that's the way to go. And that's the way they went.
Stop right there. Bob, notice robots that can be in the water.
Yes, they are specially built to have the little propellers that pop out on both their forearms, enough to propel more than their weight, so they can actually move through the water in any direction.
Yeah, Bob.
Okay, you're a little bitter on that one, but okay.
Remember when he took that away from me because I was built to fight in all environments? He said, "No, you have to walk across the bottom of lakes from now on. I can't fight anymore in water."
That. But
I spent money on
jets like these guys.
I spent money on swimming gear for my board.
Well, then there you go. Then you're fine. Yeah. Now, are they super tough? No, 110 mega damage for the main body. That's your lighter, heavy medium armor, medium or heavy medium armor. That's what that is. But these things swarm. They swarm all over the boat, and they wreck the boat as they're climbing up, because they have vibro claws, vibro hooks, and vibro sabers on their forearms that can retract in and out. So they can damage the crap out of your ship just getting on it. You could be sinking at this point. Maximum speed of 20 miles per hour on land. Not great. You know why? Because of all that swimming gear they got attached to them. Underwater propulsion, 50 miles per hour underwater. Propulsion pack must be shut down for 1 hour every 6 hours of use. That's usually not a problem. So the engines can cool down. The water won't cool them down enough. Underwater depth, 4,000 feet. They didn't have to go super deep. We're not trying to kill Leviathans here. We're trying to kill pirates. So we don't need to go, fathoms under the sea, like so many. Vibro harpoon, that's to hook onto the ship, bring them up, and then they claw their way up. They have a flamethrower to, when you go below decks, people can hide around stuff, but a flamethrower really flushes people out of their hiding spots, really works out. I like that a lot. Laser gauntlet, got to have a pew pew on the arm. That's what it is. Grappling hook guns. You want to arrow Flynn fly around on a ship and do this stuff attached to the rigging? You can do that. That's fun. Other weapons. And they can pick up weapons dropped by the pirates and use them because they also have hands. So there you go. And they have the normal hand-to-hand combat programming that Skelebots do. All that stuff. This is their punch damage. And then we have lurker drones. These are cool.
Before you go on, I want to show this. Hopefully it's big enough. When he says swarming,
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you versus one. And you can see that they're coming over the horizon also, or over the hill. So you're not going to fight one, you're going to fight many.
Okay. Now, this lurker drone is your T-100 or whatever Arnold Schwarzenegger was in Terminator. These are assassination bots. These are infiltration bots. These things have synthetic skin that looks and feels real. They have all kinds of extra little tiny servos and motors and gears and stuff that create perfect facial expressions, all that good stuff. They sweat, they bleed, all that stuff. And they're programmed to not know they're robots until activated. Malachi says T100. Thank you, T100. Once they are activated, then all of their robot programming kicks in and they go on a murder spree. Okay. However, the CS scientists did put some controls to make sure the robots would serve well as assassin machines. Each lurker would have an ultimate target programmed into it. Upon seeing the target, the drone would switch over to combat mode. That means whatever alias persona was programmed into it, that's gone. Now it's just murder bot.
Kill all humans.
No. Kill one human.
I got it.
Or not human, but monster. Kill one DB, usually. Excuse me. Kill one DB and kill anything else that gets in the way. During this time, its conscious feeling mind would shut off and set off a programming more similar to that of a regular Skelebot. When the combat programming was operable, the robot would know its powers and its weapons and would not hesitate to use them. Once the target was destroyed, the robot would either report back to Chi-Town, where its memory banks would be downloaded for any information, or explode if capture is imminent. So far, 16 lurker drones have been built. At present, 10 are living perfectly normal, mundane lives in human society. 3 in Free Quebec, 2 are in Laszlo, 4 in Tolkien, and 1 is in New Laszlo. They believe they're human and know nothing of their true natures. A few of them have even gotten married, even though they're impotent. Why'd you have to make them? Well, I understand why you had to make them impotent. You couldn't simulate ejaculate. I get it.
What happens if they get injured?
They bleed. Their skin bleeds, and their skin scars.
So you just gotta hope no major injury.
Yeah. If you major injury, then they're programmed to. If they realize they're a robot, they're programmed to self-destruct.
Oh,
because then they're injured beyond the point where it can be hiding. It can be hidden. 4 lurkers have come into contact with their targets and killed them. 2 lurkers have become non-functional due to malfunction in their computer brains. They don't know where these rogue robots are. This is an idea that, I want to make a PC that's a rogue assassin bot. Don't do that. That's stupid. Don't do that. Don't do that. Emperor Prosek knows about the lurker drone project, and while he thinks it's too expensive to use often, he likes the concept. It's neat. Walk up to your target, shake his hand, and then rip his head off. Sounds like great. Sounds like a great, really good at demoralizing the enemy. Anyone can be an assassin. Even someone you've known for months or possibly years can be an assassin. Anyone. It's a good deal. Now, Are they really tough? No, they're not even as tough as the C-bots. They're only 90. Oops, they only have 90 MDC. But that's not their job. Longevity is not their job. Getting close to their target, murdering their target, getting away is secondary to everything else.
Now the skin itself has an AR of 11. Wow.
Yes.
I know this is Rifts and AR doesn't matter so much, but
matter that much, but because any higher than 11 and you're losing deniability. Any lower than 11 and you're getting cut by a lot of things. So here's the thing. The skin covering must be destroyed to expose the inner robotic workings. The revelation that this being is a robot has a horror factor of 12 for those who didn't know. And there's 50 SDC. Now, is that all of the skin? No. 50 SDC is enough to show that this is a robot. That's the thing. Enough to show it's a robot. And then all of everything else happens at that point. Now, all of their statistics are different compared to their cover mode and their combat mode. In cover mode, their IQ is 3d6, just like any normal human. In combat mode, it's determined by natural Skelebot programming. Mental affinity is 3d6, just like a human, but 3 in Skelebot mode, because Skelebots don't care about your feelings. Skelebots care about your blood and to make sure it's on the ground. Mental endurance, 3d6. It will react to torture just like a person. It will react to subversion or coercion just like a person until it's not a person anymore. Physical strength of 12 plus 1d6. A little stronger than the average human, but nothing to write home about until combat programming kicks in, and now it's robotic strength 25. Physical prowess 8 plus 2d4. Still, you're not a complete dweeb. You're at least average, but you're not superhuman until combat comes in, and then you're 20. And it continues that. Physical endurance 12 plus 1d6 or combat mode 30. Physical beauty 8 plus 2d4. Well, it's the same until the skin comes off. You still look pretty as you did before. Speed 12 plus 1d6 until combat mode starts, then it's 30.
I like that physical beauty. It says 8 plus 2d4, right? So What's average roll in that? 2.5, so 5. So average would be 13, just a touch above average. But the max is 16.
Exactly. You have average to pretty privilege.
But you aren't going to stand out.
You are not going to be a supermodel. You are not going to stand out in a crowd of average looking people. You can easily hide. That's the deal. That's your job. Spies are not pretty. Movies have this thing where, the main spy is this good looking guy. He's suave. He's all stuff. No, that's called a dead spy. A real successful spy is as average looking and acting as possible.
Well, for men, for women, it's the hot ones because they're the ones that can sleep with you and get the information from you.
Well, yeah, but if you are some kind of operative and a hot girl comes up to you, you're like, this is a trick.
Oh no, they go after mundane people. Look at that. Was it that Russian chick a couple of years ago that was like
the redheaded Russian chick?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. See, pretty girl privilege shuts off the brains of untrained men. That's what happens. If you're trained and a hot girl comes up to you, starts a conversation, it's a trap. It's a trap. Every time. Maybe she likes you. She doesn't know you enough to like you. You're not pretty enough for her to like you. It's a trap. So if you want to extrapolate that into your real life, if you're a normal looking guy, average looking guy, you're at a bar, girl comes up to talk to you, it's a trap. She wants you to buy her a drink. And then she's going to fuck off away with your money. Don't fall for that. But what do they come with? They come with a palm laser. This is an assassination tool. Shake someone's hand, blow their hand off. That's a really good way to slow someone down. So you can, snap their neck. Or use a vibro knife to cut them horribly. Or other weapons, because you're a Skelebot, you have hands, you can use whatever weapons you have bought in your persona life, or whatever weapons are handy on the ground you can pick up and use. And your hand-to-hand combat under your persona, your hand-to-hand combat is based on your backstory. If you are a seamstress, you will have no hand-to-hand combat ability until your programming kicks in. But once your programming kicks in, you have normal Skelebot combat programming. And then, of course,
Super
there's the Super
Skelebot.
Skelebot. Yep. The Super Skelebot is someone decided, you know what? I want to make a Skelebot only bigger, badder, and scarier. This one is a light full conversion Borg in robot mode. And
it's a Steve Austin bot.
It's, well, okay, sure. This one is made to look like a regular guy in power armor. Now, is that super important? Yeah, maybe not. But a regular, if your outer outer covering of a Skelebot looks like someone in power armor, the magic users and psychics are going to try and use powers on you. It's not going to work. Psychic powers have a real bad time with circuitry rather than psyche. So it is a tactical advantage, at least in the beginning of a fight. And they can run faster, jump higher, last longer than regular. It's basically a regular Skelebot on metal steroids. Robotic strength of 35 instead of 25. That's pretty good. They have forearm blasters, vibro swords, shoulder-mounted rail guns, or whatever weapon system is appropriate for the power armor that they're wearing. Then it would have that. And then, of course, we have some hook, line, and sinkers for the idea of this advanced array of Skelebots. You know, are you on the water? Are you leading an infiltration team? Are you looking after a robotic assassin droid? You know, whatever. These are the kinds of adventures that can have these Skelebots in them. Or are you the target of an assassin Skelebot? That's another adventure right there. Getting away from one of these things is going to be tough. They are programmed to be relentless. They will destroy themselves only when capture is 100% certain. Until then, they will kill everything between them and their target, which is you. Or I should say its target, which is you. So, is this pretty cool? I thought it was neat. Now, if you don't like the T100 assassin bots or the C Skelebots or whatever, it's the idea that Skelebots can be different depending on the terrain or environment you're fighting in. Skelebot drones that are in the air, you can do that too. You know, the Super Skelebot could be a Samus pilot in armor, so it can fly around, but it's actually a Skelebot inside. You can do that too. That's fine. You know, so this really opens up the idea of using Skelebots in other areas. Now, if you have the book Heroes of Humanity or Heroes for Humanity, it has an actual OCC Skelebot operator, and you get 3 Skelebots at level 1. One of them, depending on your campaign and where it is, could be an assassin bot or a sea Skelebot, a water bot, whatever. Could be one of those. So it gives more ideas on how to use them, where they're most used effectively, and if you're the game master, create different variations. It's great.
Have one of each, the right tool for the right job.
There you go. And that is it. So what do we have for starred comments?
Oh, sure. There's a little good conversation going on there, but this is the only one I starred. So these lurker drones are cool. Shame Coalition doesn't have anything like this in official canon. Triax and Titan Robotics all use lifelike androids.
Yeah, and Archie uses them too in the second Archie book where the whole mechanoids are a big problem. Archie created the Shimerians, which are, androids looking like women, and they also have the whole skin thing that bleeds, the whole T100 whole thing going on. So yeah, I mean, I would have the coalition, have this as prototype type stuff, and you as a OCC Skelebot operator are gifted with the first ones off of the production line as a test. I could do that. But game masters, please do not let your player characters be a lurker drone. Okay, don't do that, because the moment your target's in sight, by the rules, your character dies because you now turn into a regular Skelebot. So that's going to be no fun.
I know that the Rifter stuff is considered, alternate history or whatever, but I thought some of this stuff was also, as Kevin even said, like de facto canon. I don't know what is and what isn't.
Actually said out loud that this is not canon. It's optional supplements, but since Rifts is an infinite multiverse, your table is its own multiverse, where at your table, anything in the Rifter can be canon. At your table. Maybe not somebody else.
I remember that, but I thought he also said something like a lot of this stuff has just over time kind of become
over time. Some of these things have been written in official books.
Okay.
But if it hasn't been written in an official book, then it's not actually canon. It's just supplemental ideal material. And that's it.
All right, cool. Let's put this up. Do you know what you're covering next? I have an idea because somebody requested it.
Yeah, we were supposed to get requests, and I haven't looked through all the comments yet, so I don't know.
So the request that I saw was for Skyscape.
Okay.
Do you have it?
I think I do.
Okay. If not,
I can get it.
So, do you think you'll have enough time to go through it for next week?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay. So cool. Well,
I'm gonna list all of the comments on the video that I asked, and then whichever one wins is going to have more weight. But if something stupid wins, then I'm going to say no, and then go to number 2.
Coalition Manhunters. I think he already did that.
I did Heroes for Humanity. I don't think I did Manhunters.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm not certain.